What's going on, everybody? Jeff J back with you again, and I'm here to review Black Lightning Season 1, Episode 3, LaWanda, The Book of Burial. The dialogue has been good so far, but this episode took it to another level. When I tell you these character interactions had me clamoring for more and paints the picture for what we're gonna see going forward, they did it in a masterful way. You don't even notice that Black Lightning himself, as Black Lightning, didn't really show up too much this episode, maybe 10% of the episode, but the conversation surrounding him was all the more powerful. We start the episode at LaWanda's funeral. The Reverend Jeremiah is encouraging the community to stand up against the 100 and protest, while Agent Henderson kind of wants them to fall back because he knows of the dangers that are associated with going against the 100. Here we have our first conflict. The Reverend thinks the cops are corrupt, they ain't gonna help people, and they're sending their blackface representative, Agent Henderson, to try to quell their concerns. Agent Henderson obviously takes offense to that and tells him, I'm pulling black bodies off the street. I'm putting my boots to the ground. While you're up on the pulpit with $25,000 Rolex, silk scarves, nice shoes. I wear work shoes. The streets of my pulpit. What kind of shoes are you wearing? That was a crazy line. And it also shows that overarching theme of our desire to support institutions, but our pause at their underlying corruption, whether it's money given to the church or the inherent corruption and the systematic problems of law enforcement. And they're colliding with each other while Jefferson is just in the middle playing referee. And even him and Jeremiah have an interaction over the Black Jesus narrative. And you get a little more detail about that. The community sees what he's doing at his school, but wants him to do that for the community because ironically, they feel as if he can do for them what Black Lightning is doing. And we might start seeing that be projected to Black Lightning also, something that I'm watching out for the rest of the season. You want to talk about funny ass conversations, because I know this show has been kind of dark. It's dealt with heavy material with little bits of comic relief, but this conversation Jennifer had with her parents about breaking her virginity, look. I could never imagine doing that with my parents. She literally made it a topic of conversation at the family dinner, announced, yeah, I'm thinking about breaking my virginity, has the conversation with the parents, and it's such an awkward conversation where she wants to know when it was their first time, whether or not they were virgins, and you see, you see the uneasiness, that interaction, where to the point she lets them know, all right, well, Saturday it's going down, I appreciate your support in this time. It's like, yo, you're not running for office, you're about to have sex. The way they handled it was so crazy. To hear their conversation, Lynn and Jefferson afterwards, where they talk about what their parents would say if they had done that. Even Jefferson says, they would say, man, this is some white people message. You letting them talk about sex and openly admit that, which shows some of that old school respectability type way of thinking. And they're way more liberal than you would imagine, where Lynn is telling him, you know, I'll take care of it. But that conversation, it mortified me. Look, more power to Jennifer. She went at that a whole way that I don't think I would have went at it, but it just shows the evolution of that family, where Jefferson is cool with his daughter being a lesbian, no problem. It's normal. This is normal. And Jennifer felt open enough to have those conversations with parents. And it's something where you don't really get that much, and it's probably more ideal, but seeing their trepidation made that scene feel more authentic. So I appreciated that. It was hilarious to watch live. And if that conversation with Jennifer wasn't enough, Jefferson's conversation with Khalil, when he was using how he cleans himself when he gets out the bathroom as a metaphor for potentially having safe sex with his daughter, was one of the realest dad-boyfriend conversations. Like, if you remember Bad Boys 2, when Will and Martin were at the door acting like drunk uncles pressing his daughter. It gave me those vibes. Like, yo, it was amazing. Jefferson wanted to put that fear and let him know, if you potentially don't put as much thought into cleaning yourself as having sex with my daughter, then maybe y'all should go slow. And his smile at the end was all that you needed to know that he was going to ensure his baby girl was gonna be safe one way or another. Our villains are getting more personality too. Tobias, he's slowly becoming a favorite of mine. Not even slowly, he is one of my favorite characters on this show. He's giving me full Nino Brown when he's tasking one of his henchmen to be the one to hit the crowd of protesters and spray the crowd and instill fear in them. Stabbing his hand to the desk when he didn't want to touch the gun because of fingerprints, because duh. And telling him, yo man, stop bleeding on my desk. Like, you can see, even when he's talking about the churchgoers, like, yo man, I hate church folk. They always singing and praying and singing. Everybody want to go to heaven, but nobody want to die for it. Like, he has classic lines injected with humor and just dead realism. He's really elevating his character like that. So I really appreciate Tobias. And I like Jill Scott's Lady Eve, where seems to be the overall boss. She's Tobias's boss, and where he's answering to her and trying to rectify whatever situation they got with the community. She had a cool line too, where she said, I don't have a problem with people believing in God, but they can't believe that they could take these streets back. You don't really feel the impact of Latavius being killed, because now we have even better villains. Gambi's getting more of a role in this new Black Lightning era. That VR setup he had where Black Lightning was testing his projectile powers, that was something cool. That's something I haven't seen. And he's shown to be not only somebody who could get these fits off and get those fits off for you as a tailor, he is the strategist behind Black Lightning, and he gives those what I would do scenarios and helping him plan for total protection of the community against the 100 for what they're gonna do. He also is keeping secrets from Black Lightning. He deletes Tobias off of the surveillance camera. Guess he doesn't want Black Lightning to know that Tobias is still around, because that might inject a whole realm of problems, but we'll see where it goes. Anissa's testing her powers, still getting in problems with her girlfriend. Well, now it's her ex-girlfriend. Finding somebody new. That whole arc is starting to flesh itself out too. I like her finding a random junkyard to test her powers and starting to realize that they're emotion-based. When she feels threatened, that's when they kick in. So her progression in her powers while keeping it away from her family. Her mother suspects something. At the end, you see their conversation where she says, she tries to make it seem like it was the breakup, and mom knows you wasn't really feeling that girl. So when you're ready to tell me what's up, you let me know. I feel like Lynn is gonna stumble on it eventually, that she's Thunder, or what she's eventually gonna be known as. Sooner or later, that truth is gonna come to light. The way this episode ends with Tobias's henchman getting one shot off, potentially killing the Reverend and paralyzing Khalil, it brought that show back down to the realism where, yeah, we have these conflicts, we have these conversations, but there's real shit going on the streets. And we need Black Lightning. He was able to thwart the first dude, the henchman dude that caught the knife, but he wasn't able to stop everything. And that might be something that haunts Black Lightning along with everything else throughout the rest of the series. Black Lightning is 3 for 3 for me. Another fire episode. It has everything you could want. Comedy, drama, action, building on characters, expanding the universe. And it has me excited for the next week. If you're not watching Black Lightning, get up on it. I'm giving this 5 fire emojis. Enough said. That does it for me. Thank you so much for joining us. Use the hashtag RealQuickReview to keep the conversation going. Follow us on all social media. Like, comment, and subscribe to this page, and share the videos so we can keep the party going. I'm Jeff J, and until next time, I'll talk to you soon.